Hello gamers, hello friends, welcome back to the Infected. We got some good stuff rolling for you today. We're going to get right into it. I off-screened a little bit of progress on the power generation system because it was sadly lacking, one might say atrociously lacking. And in off-screen, that I might throw it in later, I wound up recording my first fishing trip. It was very slow, very anticlimactic, but it is raw footage, and I'm thinking of releasing that as a bonus episode, uncut, so that you can see all the silly shenanigans and painstaking folly in all its glory. If you were ever wondering what kind of stuff winds up on the cutting room floor, that is absolutely the episode that you would want to watch. So if we can get 25 subs here on the channel, say by New Year's, we'll throw that up. And if you're enjoying that, you want to see that, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. There's some weird shenanigans with the truck in there, lots of rolling around. But obviously I saved that progress, so there are some changes. One of them is there's now a fishing hut down here that we can go and fish at, get some good fish. I was exploring some options for making money because the cement is not rolling as quick as I would like, and I'd just like to show you. Kevlar is worth almost 5 coins per piece. Now, if my math serves me correctly, and it usually does, I'm pretty sure that that's 230 coins for a stack of Kevlar. So I'm actually kind of excited to see if my math is right, because if my math is right, that might actually be the play. Is getting rid of some of our Kevlar. Not all of it, obviously, because there is still stuff that we could do with it, but let's see, 230 for that's almost worth as much. I got a ton of wires. Maybe I'm going to grab a couple stacks of wires. Again, not all of them, but we're going to sell that. So today I want to start by making a run to the trader because it just seems like the play. I should get almost as much out of the Kevlar as I do for the wires, but again, I should get half as much for the wires as I do for the Kevlar, because I also obviously threw up some blueprints for some barbed wire. I'm thinking that might be a good thing to have, keep all the Vambies out. Apparently they can't just shatter this. And I was doing some research, yes, I was on the updates, patches, or that kind of news, and I discovered something that I missed, and that is within the last 3 patches, I think it was, they changed a lot of things. Fishing was one of them. At a point you could only fish in deep water, and so you couldn't just go fishing anywhere anymore. It was, you had to fish in deep water only. But I found out that fish oil is actually fairly valuable. The problem is, let's see, it's this chest. So it's a quarter coin a piece, so 4 of these would theoretically net you 1 coin. But they take up an awful lot of space. So that is obviously not a money-making thing. However, if I could find it, I think it's in, again, mathing it out, I discovered that this might actually be the way to go. That's 50 coins a stack for the oil cans. And they only take up as much space as the concrete does per stack, but the concrete's worth 10 per stack, I think. And it only stacks in lots of 10. Biofuel as well is 10 coins a stack, and honestly I'm thinking I get more biofuel realistically than I do anything else. I got so much biofuel I don't even know what to do with it all. Just throw that in there. Do I have other? Yeah, I do. So we'll take both of those, we'll throw that, not that. Alternatively, you can of course sell first aid kits, which are coin or one and $1.20 basically, and those can sell fairly well. But if you can get the gasoline production going, you might, or not the gasoline, the oil production going, which is done at the oil refinery, or oil extractor, one of the two. That might be the play. I don't know. I've never actually tried it before because it only just occurred to me that that's even a possibility. So, take that for what it's worth. Turn that off. As you can see, I did in fact get a clay extractor. That needs to be powered on. Actually, we're going to fill that with some biofuel. So the reason we're filling these with biofuel is because if the power goes out, they will resume functioning with... Oh. So the oil pump doesn't fuel clay extractors. Is that new? Did they change that? I was sure that it ran the clay extractors. Well, I guess that means I don't have no use for those anymore. And I think we're going to flip this over from aluminum only at this point to just general resources because that's faster. And we have a reasonable chance of getting aluminum, so there's that. But we're going to make a trip down to the trader, and then I think we're going to hit maybe a POI or probably a couple. See what we have for techs that we need. Okay, we have all the techs that we need. So we don't need tech, but we do need loot. And that would probably be for the best if we did that. It is, okay, so it is almost nighttime. We're going to sleep. Alright, that should be enough. Cool. Alright, so if we turn on the stone grinders, that's 200 power. See, and part of the problem is we got rain. So ultimately what I'm after here is I want to make sure that... Whoa! I think that's a raid that we just got. Go back and get this body. More Kevlar, look at that. We got a dead body. Some biofuel. Run around here and make sure... You know what? I think that guy that was over here, I think he broke through and tried to run around. That's fine. At least he wasn't smashing up my building. So we got some repair kits. That's real good. Also, I discovered that... I really need more of that, but I discovered... And you know what? It totally slipped my mind. It was there, then it was gone. Well, rope is not worth anything. What I'm finding with the game is it seems to be a little almost unnecessarily difficult to acquire certain things. And that being anything that actually makes money. There's nothing that really makes you money in substantial quantities. Which, fair enough, I don't want everybody buying the techs right away, but you do want them buying them eventually. If you put them into the game, then you want people to acquire them, obviously. Oh, right, that's right. I discovered fish rations. Something I've never made before, but something that's actually very easy to get once you start fishing. So each fish will give you 1, 2, or 5, I think, pieces of fish. Bluegill giving you 1, trout giving you 2, and apparently there's tuna, which give you 5. Which makes sense. Tuna are huge fish. But fish rations only take mushrooms, cooked fish, cooked bacon, and I don't actually remember. What else did it take? There was one other ingredient that it took. Fish rations. Onions. So of the rations, those are the easiest to produce. And since they do exactly the same thing that the other rations do, just not quite as well, arguably, there is a huge argument to be made that those might actually be the play in most playthroughs, especially early. Now, of course, once you get established and you're no longer... There we go. Once you get established and you're no longer struggling to get some of this stuff, that might actually be the play, is the fish rations, because they work almost as well as the other rations, but they are not anywhere near as hard to come by. Yes, we will put that on, and we want that on as well. We gotta move quick. Otherwise, we gotta turn everything on again. Watershed turns off. There we go. And we have more power than we need once again. I want to go and get... I want to see if I can get the water wheel tech. I want to see if we can sell the stuff that we have for enough. And then we're going to see where we're at after that. Because if we can get the water wheel tech, that'll be great. That'll be a huge boon to us getting going on the power. Because the water wheel... It's straight up one of the best techs. Unfortunately, it is not findable. Can't get it with a tech page. You have to get it from purchasing it at a trader. So that's what we're going to go do. I don't remember how many coins we have. We have a few. In that patch notes update, though, apparently it is stated that they have a 30%, the Vambies have a 30% chance per Vambi, when you kill them, of dropping between 5 and 15 coins. So if they drop coins, they're always going to drop 5, minimum. And they can drop as many as 15, at least as stated in the patch notes. But there's only a 30% chance, so 1 in 3, and that's fine. that actually makes it worth it to turn up the number of Vambies per POI, to be honest. Although you might want to start with only 3, just until you get yourself geared. And that might actually be the play, because at 5 coins a Vambi, it doesn't actually take all that long to make some decent coin. You gotta loot 300 Vambies worth of coins, maximum, but you might only have to kill 100. That assumes that they all drop 15. So, things you learn. Now, if I was to drop down some oil extractors for the oil cans, I'd probably drop them right about here. Right along the road, so that every time I go to the trader, I could check them. And no, we want to keep going and do the next one. Oh, I did find another goat, by the way. I don't know if that was actually in the bonus episode, but I did find one on my way back from the fishing trip. So I caught that and I put it in the barn. And so now we got 2 goats to give us milk. So by the way, the oils extractor is not the only way to get oil shale. It's just the best way to get oil shale. If you break down any of these large boulders over here, you will have a chance of getting oil shale every time you break those down. All right, what do we got? What do you got for me today? Oh, man. Oh, he apparently did not like being that far away from me. Oh, well. Right, you leave my truck alone. How's that? All right. Oh, look, 15 coins. Nice. We're going to eat that. We'll eat that, too. You can have your liver. Alright. 358 coins for all that. So for a stack, it's like 240 or something like that of Kevlar. That might actually be one of the best conversions for the stuff you're going to find right there. Obviously, that does not give us enough to buy the water wheel. We could get the repair bench. Could get that. I don't like the gas generator in this game. It's not bad. Output-wise, it is exactly the same as the water wheel. Or rather, I should say the water wheel has the same output as the gas generator. However, the gas generator takes fuel in order to make. Or it takes fuel to run. And that is not exactly the circumstance we want to find ourselves in at all. No, we'll lose those. We don't need any more seeds. We got a ton of seeds. So when you're out here roaming the post-apocalyptic area, just remember that there's a lot of stuff that you could sell. There's a lot of stuff you can't sell, but do remember that not all of it is created equal. Ooh, we got some bacon. That is part of the fish ration recipe, and we will absolutely take that. I think we have to go upstairs, most likely. Little house back there. We have to remember to hit that on our way out. I kind of want to go to the city, to be honest. The city seems like it'd be a really good place to hit for sellables. I feel like hitting the city is going to be our most loot-dense area. So we got cooked fish here. We got an egg. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. We got that. All that. Don't need that. Or that. Where's my medical box? Oh, I was brain dead and I didn't actually put any of my new bandages. I made some bandages too. Ooh, hey, +1 thirst. Nice. I made some bandages, or some small medical kits, which will restore half of our health. So I made those. Don't need those. Right. Wires go in there. All the rest of this goes in here, except that. Get that garbage out of here. There. I have to clean up that medical box. I think I really want to go to the city. We're going to head to the city. We're going to clear out as much of it as we can. I won't promise that that's going to be a lot, but we'll do what we can. There's another can of gas, apparently. So that's one thing we're going to have to look towards in the not-too-distant future. We're going to need to set up an oil distillery and an oil extractor because we're running out of gas. There's another can of oil. Alright. You know what? I'm going to move all the ore into a different box entirely. You know what? We can move that there. That'll be good. And that can go there. We are going to start up a selling box. We may be at the point in the game where we have to take the chair out, redo some boxes, that sort of thing. Alright, let's park this out here. Am I too close to the car, maybe? There we go. Walk out of there, the bark chips. There we go. Food. Get that garbage out of here. Alright. I want to hit this one over here. I don't remember that one. think I've ever actually been in it. Pete's something or other. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but my warning music is going absolutely crazy right now. I don't see any Vambies other than that one way across there over by the parking lot, but sheep. And then we got that. We got that. Give me the loots. Look at all that Kevlar we're getting. Nothing here. How did it get so late in the day? Holy. Wow. Nothing in these boxes. Oh, some coin. Rich. We're rich guys. Not really, but it's nice to dream. Dare to dream. Some bone shards. Nice. For these POIs, you want to stay mobile. You don't want to stay in one place too long, because they come from anywhere at any time. You just want to mean it and then head on. Move on. Just look at all those parts and stuff. It's so good. Drop that. Alright. Stop it. There we go. And we get nothing. You know what, though? That's okay. Because the honest truth is, even if we get nothing in half the containers in here, we're still going to get a ton of loot. Oftentimes, what forces me to leave the city is not the fact that I'm hurt or hungry or whatever. It's the fact that I don't have any more room. Seriously. We've done less than one block already, then we might actually have to consider heading home. Ludicrous. Alright. What we're going to do is we're going to go in here. We already hit this. Fine. That's perfect. Alright. We're going to hit this side of the street. Specifically, we're going to start with this red building here. Where? Oh. Hi, what's up? Back it up. We got hurt. A little bit. That's okay. Nothing a first aid bando won't cure. By the way, I am not taking every little bit of food that comes out of here. If it ain't bacon and it ain't eggs, I'm probably going to wind up throwing it on the ground. And even if it is eggs, honestly, wow. I can't believe he didn't see me. That's fucking weird. But I'll take it. There we go. Alright, sweet. First floor cleared out. No. First floor is not cleared out. Haven't done this one yet. I have. We go up here. I heard somewhere that this game abides by loot density rules. So if there's an area that has an unusually large amount of containers, you actually wind up getting less loot. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that was ever actually a thing, but I heard that that might be the case. And basically what that means is there's going to be so much loot, X amount of loot in any given POI. And there may be some extra in some POIs, or a little bit more or less. But basically your average is going to average out to X number of pieces of loot. And you won't really get more than that. And again, I don't know if that's actually true or if that's just something I heard. I don't know if there's any truth behind it. If there is truth behind that, that may explain why sometimes you'll come to the city and they're just like, it'll seem like there's nothing there, and can't see me, and it'll seem like there's nothing in those loot containers, and at other times you won't stop getting loot. Again, I don't know exactly what's going on with that. If it is true, that's fine, because honestly, I'm pretty sure this doesn't just count as one POI, like the city. If that were the case, if there was like a loot throttle or so you put a soft cap on progression, I would understand that, but it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have this be... The hell, where are we? Oh, hello. I didn't know there was a stairwell here. Cool. Let's go find out what's up here. Lots of doors. Oh, and another staircase. Looks like we got an office building. No gameception here. That's okay. We get lots of gameception. And we got another office. So again, I don't know if you can actually run into Vambi. Well, I guess that answers that question now, doesn't it? Did he go down the stairs? I'm thinking he did. So that answers that question. Yes, you absolutely can run into Vambis in here, in the buildings. I did not actually know that. For all the games that I've played, of playthroughs of this and whatever, I think there's only been one building I've ever found Vambis inside of. Oh, we're chockered. Stop it. I don't need a fuck ton of potatoes, metric or otherwise. I will take the eggs all day. So, I never knew that they actually patrolled up here. That is something I learned. I was today years old when I learned that. But you know what? That's good. I will absolutely take that. That just means that when it comes to running into Vambies, RNGesus loves me or hates me, I guess, depending on how you look at it, because I've never consistently run into Vambies inside. I've had them notice me and then come in from outside, but I've never had the problem of them being inside POIs, really. And I've been playing this for a few years now. To go that long without having them spawn inside or be inside just roaming around is either a strong testament to how fast I kill them or how lucky I am that they're just not spawning inside. And it could be the latter easily. And I don't know. Wow. I'm going to have to set up a little storage house just outside the city or something. Because this is madness. Oh. You know what would be cool, though? Is some newspapers or something scattered around the world that you could find that would tell you more about what actually happened. They might... you know what, though? I'm not going to complain or anything about it because the reality is they're working on a story mode. And they could wind up implementing that in the next patch. I do know that they are working on story mode. I don't know what's incorporated in it. But that little lab that we found out there in the boonies apparently might be related to it. So, who knows? Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. Might be. Holy hell. We are absolutely getting chockered. I'll take it, though. All day. I love good, successful loot runs. Oh, we're chockered. Get rid of that. And maybe go and look at that. Wait. Oh, that's some weird shit going on there. Look at that pigeon just sitting there upside down. Oh, right in the back of the head. Where's my truck? It's out here, right? Okay, so we're absolutely going to move that up here where it will be more useful to us. Actually, stop it. Turn it off. Holy shit. Look at that, guys. 20 mechanical and 16 electrical parts. Holy. And 14 Kevlar. Love to see it. Absolutely love that for us. Unfortunately, I do not love how full we are getting. Is there anywhere else we could stick? Yeah, sure. There's. Okay, there we go. And we are once again free to loot. Oh, not there. That's the way we hit. What? No. We weren't that far in, were we? Ooh. There we are. Spoiled food. Sweet. Kudos to the developers, too, though, for making most of the POIs slightly different. They're not hugely different in a lot of cases. There is some overlap and a lot of similarities, and there's a couple of houses that are basically the same, but there's little details, if you look for them, that are different. And you need that, especially as a player, because nobody has the same furniture as absolutely everyone on their street. Or at least, God, I would hope not. That would be so boring. But slight variations in the color of furniture and all this other stuff. The fact that you don't find the same house in the same POI, that helps. But it makes it a little more believable. Not everybody had the same stuff. Small details, but greatly appreciated from a gaming point of view. Because it means everybody was slightly unique in their own way. And it's kind of nice that we have that variation. Remember, guys, it's the little details in games that do get noticed and do wind up making a difference from a playability standpoint. I may be hitting the same house 5 times, but that house is its own house. And that's nice. I like that. Cookie cutter, to me, has always been boring. Wow, this guy had a huge office. Look at this. Got his own little cubicle sequestered away in some little corner that nobody else has access to. Look at this guy. Gotta be the manager or something. That's that building clear. Nice. Oh, wait. Did we hit this one? We missed this one. Loot goblins unite! Sorry, I don't know what came over me. I'm sorry, if you spend any amount of time on this channel, you will learn very quickly that I am a filthy little loot goblin. I am. I will pick up everything. I will promptly throw some stuff on the floor, but I am a filthy little loot goblin, and I make no apologies for it. Look at this bird walking around here like one's place. What the hell? It's one ballsy little bird. I'm just saying. I am a horrible loot goblin. I know it, and I don't apologize for it. I've been playing games with some people occasionally, and I'll be like, ooh, shiny, and I'll just run over and grab stuff. Meanwhile, it has not clued into me yet that they may be trying to kill a boss or something to do with needing my help. People die, they're screaming and running. Just be like, hey, so we were killing that boss. Where were you? I'm like, Tiny. It happens all the time. And we actually get to the point where we wind up playing the game with a friend of mine, like any game. It's funny because we both understand that the loot goblin is real and he just takes over from time to time. In our case, it's a lot of the time. And we get mad at each other for letting the loot goblin run rampant. And 5 seconds later, we are actually the loot goblin at that point. And it doesn't matter what you say, we're not in the wrong. It's not our fault. And that is something you will notice about us when we're mad at each other for letting the loot goblin out. It is never our fault. And we always get mad at each other. And we're like, hey, loot goblin. And eventually it becomes about, and that's true. Especially when it happens to the other person 5 seconds later. Like, that. It's just funny. Oh, we're dying. Drink some water. There we go. Alright. We take our loots. We go back to the truck. Make sure we're not going to get... Oh, I missed. Rude. Oh, nice shooting, Tex. Alright. We throw those in there. We say get that garbage out of here. So I think we're going to finish up with this side of the street, and then we will head home, because that is an awful lot of loot, and we do need to unpack it, put it away, that sort of thing. Stop it. But we are going to try and hit absolutely every part of this particular block. We've hit that. I don't think we've hit this yet. Yes, we have. Ooh, what is this? Oh, that's another way in. And I don't remember going in here. Take that out of there. Ooh. What is this, KFC or something? I wish there was a way that you could zoom in, get a closer look at things. Chicken taunting us. It's okay, that chicken can taunt us all at once. We're not biting. Where was that way? Was there anything around here? I don't think there was. Nah, we nabbed everything over here. Cool. Alright. It's time to head back home. So we hit these two corners here, right? You'll note that there's like another several blocks on this little map that is a city. It doesn't seem like much when you're just blowing past it, but it has a surprising... This is the truck hunt, and that is how it's done. Right. Anyway, so in case you're wondering why I did that, boars give you nothing but uncooked bacon, mind you, but uncooked bacon is still bacon. And bacon is part of the fish rations. At some point, we're probably going to wind up using a fair amount of fish rations, right? Just because it's economic. I'm going to take a right-hand turn here. We are going to wind up selling a lot of what we wound up picking up in the town, or at least a reasonable amount of it, right? I do want to get that water wheel tech as soon as possible, simply because it's getting to the point now where building solar panels and wind turbines is just not the play. Harvest that. Harvest that. Get in the truck. Alright, so we got, I don't know how many pieces of Kevlar. We got some wire. We're going to hang on to these. Throw those. Put those in there. Eat that. Throw that in there. Take those. Take that. You know what? We'll throw the bricks. Keep the glass. That seems reasonable. And split one. Make as much coffee as we can. Coffee and tea anyway. Split one. Split one. Green tea. Because we all know coffee and tea sells relatively decently. The bricks and stuff come with me. There. I might wind up selling some of those eggs too. We'll sell 10 eggs. Not because it's going to generate a lot of money. But there we go. 52. Nice. So we could almost buy the electric furnace or the gas generator. We're halfway there. Halfway to the watermill. Oh! And almost halfway anyway. Not bad at all. When you consider that we started the day at 150 coins, actually not bad. Now, I will absolutely take that all day. At the end of the day, making money in this game is more or less about volume and something that has a decent sale tag. But having a decent sale tag doesn't do anything if you can't make more of it, right? And that was one of the conditions, if you'll remember, is we had to find a way to make the money that we needed. And I am counting the trader text, by the way, when we're counting everything we need to be self-sufficient. One of the goals was be self-sufficient, get all the text that we need, and make it so that food is not a concern. We're actually almost to the point where food is not a concern. It's really not. We can make food, and we have enough food coming in that we can meet all of our needs. We're never worried about it, which is part of the point. However, our power needs have not been met, which kind of links into the food and water needs as well, because if we don't have enough power to run our watershed all the time, do we really have our food and water situation sorted? Probably not. Power is going to affect a lot of different things in this playthrough, being as it's tied to everything being able to stay on. So when I say our power needs are met, basically I mean that we never have to fiddle with the power panel, right? If we turn something on, it's because we could afford to turn it on and leave it on. Because, come on now, we're absent-minded. We're not always thinking about power, right? When we talk about food, is there going to be a time, or could there be a time, unless we're blatantly negligent, that we will run out of food? If the answer is no, then, and again, blatant negligence towards that aspect is something else, because that is something that we could absolutely fix at any time, right? But we've established a fishing hut. We can go and get fish anytime as long as it's not winter. We can go into the greenhouse and pick vegetables anytime. Mike is on top of it, and he is absolutely growing our vegetables at an astronomically large rate, which is fine. That is good. Did I blow past it already? No. I'm just coming up to it. There we go. Do we have to worry about gas? Safety, right, was on that list. Do we have to worry about transporting ourselves safely? If we do, then safety has not been met. And by that extent, or to that, excuse me, get up there. Oh, there's an opening right there. To that extent, if we can't travel safely because we don't have gas, or we don't have a way of getting gas, we haven't handled our security, right? Now, and financials, right? Do we have a way of getting money reliably and easily? The answer is yes, then we're doing all right. If the answer is no, however, well, we should probably be putting some time into that, right? So all those things are going to play in when we're talking about, have our needs been met? Have we fulfilled them, right? We already have roof over our heads, so that is not the concern of the day. Having that roof is a vital part of being safe, because bears could attack you, zombies could attack you, whatever, right? However, safety comes in a lot of forms. Everything here comes in a lot of forms. Technically, as soon as we planted the greenhouse and started harvesting from it, our food needs were technically met, because it was only a matter of time before Mike wound up finishing up with that and making it so we don't have to ever worry about it again. So there is that. But that's kind of cheapens the experience, kind of cheapens the goal. So we want to have boxes full of food. We want to have, oh, look at that. Oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, I love that. That is a lot of mechanical and electrical parts, and I absolutely love it. Fishing hooks. Go, plastic. We'll make some Kevlar here in the not too distant future. There we go. Got some nails. I've got 5 iron ingots worth of metal fragments too. So, look at that. 88 fragments. Oh, we're so chockered. It's good though. Feel the burn. Only a couple more steps, you could do it. Oh. Holy smokes, look at that. It's a whole box full of iron fragments. I'm so proud of us. But that is the advantage of having rock crushers, right? We go out and they generate a whole box of iron fragments for us. That is the goal. We don't have to worry about our metallurgical needs. That need is rapidly approaching being met. I'm so happy about that. We'll take all those, gonna move all those. So happy about that. We're gonna throw the stone in the rock boxes. There we go. And did we pull everything out of the... Now, the truly impressive part of all this is we managed to do all of this on a single energy bar. 1 day's worth of energy. Our guy is exhausted right now, but we managed to... This is supposed to be where we're putting our iron ores. Guy absolutely did amazing things with stamina he was granted. Right. There we go. Oh yes, I should go and... Okay, those. There we go, got some milk. Maybe we'll make some actual rations with that next time we log in. Look at that, 14 bottles of water. I think that's about going to do it for us today, guys. I will off-screen and try and complete a few more of those wind turbines, because those are going to be key to keeping us rolling. Let's just see here. Yes, only 5 turbines. We're actually putting out a decent amount of power, so... Oop. There we go. We'll just restore some energy there. There we go. We'll go eat our fish meal. Probably go up a stamina point, which would be nice. There we go. +1 stamina. Excellent. Alright. We're ready to go for the next session. I'll leave you guys there. And don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're liking the series and whatever. We are rapidly closing in on the end game here. We've gotten all the tech pages that we need, which means we don't need to worry about going to POIs. I'm still going to try with this series to hit every POI at least once, but now that we're not looking for tech pages, it becomes a lot easier. So drop a subscribe. Get 25 subs by New Year's. I will release that bonus content where we have some absolutely hilarious shenanigans with Big Red and where we build the fishing hut. We'll see you guys in the next video. You take care of yourselves. Don't let the Vambies bite. Take care.